Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Live Clinic Talk Show. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Thank you so much for joining me again on today's edition of Live Clinic Talk Show. And it has actually always been a very wonderful time coming here again and again. Coming here again and again. I want to appreciate everyone watching us from all over the world. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want you to just use the comment box. I want you to tell me where you are watching us from. Share your Tell us your name and wherever you are watching from. Tell us your name and wherever you are watching from. I'm going to just, you know, show it here on the screen. I know we are displaying this live on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. But wherever you're watching us from, kindly let me know. I'm excited to be here. I hope you are. And I'm eager to really, really learn. And my guest today is very, very loaded. Right. Last week I was speaking with him and I was just, I was really, 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 really happy that I'm bringing him on this show. And I really believe that by the time we are working on this video, cutting it into snippets, a lot of people will really benefit from the value he's going to share with us today. So I want you to get set. All right, get set. Make sure you invite someone in your network just have to be here. Someone in your network currently, now, just have to hear. So just share this particular video now and let's bring somebody to monitor strategies for financial growth and stability, strategies for financial growth and stability. And my guest is already in the studio. But before I bring him in, I just want more persons to join us. I understand the modality. Should I call it modality now? At this particular event, we should have it last week, and I knew a lot of people were eager to join last week because from the previous edition we had, a lot of people have been, yeah, I'm excited. When next are we going to talk about money? When next are we going to talk about money? So, but last week we were unable to have it because of one or two challenges. But here we are today, and I'm so much excited that we are finally able to do this. But I think it's time for me to invite my guest. Let me bring my guest off stage. My guest is. Let me bring him off stage before I start introducing him to you. All right.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, good. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Mr.
Yeah,
Mayowa. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you can hear me loud
yeah,
and clear.
yeah. I can hear you clearly, sir. Yeah. Good evening, sir. Thank you
Yes.
so much for this opportunity. It's a great time. It's a great opportunity being here tonight. I really want to really appreciate you for this. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. I'm really, really excited. My guest once again is Omisore Mayowa Emmanuel, the CEO of Mayovest Consultancy Service. And before he introduced himself further, I was interestingly, sir, I was just looking through my library. I wanted to get a book for one of my volunteers to read. So I was just searching which book should I give to her, and I saw the book. So by the time I was searching, I saw this book in my library. I don't know if you
Okay.
still remember.
Wow.
When I saw this copy, I was so much excited. I said, "Come on, this book came out
Wow.
at the right time."
Wow.
I
Wow.
said,
Wow.
"This
Wow.
book
Wow.
came out at the right time." I mean, this book, I guess, I would still want you to talk about this good book in case the
Yes.
copy
Yes.
in case there are copies still available. I believe people should really get this book. I was still reading it today and I was seeing some places I marked. I think it's this book actually gave me a definition of owning a skill set and owning a skill that is marketable, all right, that can be monetized. But before we go
Yes.
into
Yes.
the book, I want you to take us deeper into yourself, Mr. Mayowa.
Okay. Okay. My name is Omisore Mayowa Emmanuel, the CEO of Mayovest Consultancy Services. Then, I'm also currently a PhD student, a PhD student in Boa University, Iwo, and I believe so much in imparting the younger generation. I believe so much because I believe that if the youth, if the younger generation can get it right, this nation, I believe Nigeria will be a great place. There's no
Mm,
nation on earth. I've studied several places and I can tell you that there's no nation on earth like Nigeria. That's why if you
mm,
notice, the Nigeria will travel to US, it will be one of the best in that area. We travel to
sure.
UK, will be one of the best in FM. I can tell you that most gadgets we use these days, most of these things you can check, you will notice that in Nigeria is always involved. In Nigeria is
Mm,
always involved. So I believe so much in imparting the younger generation. That's why for the past 3, 4 years, I've been pushing my investment, money, finances, generally into imparting the younger generation. Yeah, so I think that is just the brief introduction about me. So I
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And considering what we are talking about today, sir, money, and
yes.
also to Christianity. All right, because I mean, there's no way I can really talk about it without talking about Christianity. I mean, it used to be that Christians don't talk about money. It's like
Exactly.
so, but what do you see to that? That's why Christians don't talk about money. I mean, do you what do you think should be the right perspective to money? Because when you say that, okay, I did say, you are talking about money. I mean, money should not be talked about, or you will make money. People will not get. I mean, all those philosophies around money. But what do you think about that, sir?
Yeah, I think the issue is that there should be a balance. People are really misunderstand the aspect about money. People think maybe money
Mm,
is the root of evil. The issue is the love. Is the love. It's not. There's nothing wrong with money. Money is neutral. There's nothing wrong with money. And I can tell you that if money is in the hand of a believer, in the hand of a Christian, it will go a long way. A long
mm,
way. I think it was last year or so. Yeah, I did a program. I think last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember the last program. I went to a prison. I must go and minister to prison warders and all of that. Now we were
mm,
able to have access to the place. Believe me, yeah, I thank God for uh, influence and all of that. But it's because there was money. I know what I'm saying
mm,
because we took a lot of goodies to the place, and I can tell you that after speaking with them, out of the
mm,
number of people we spoke with, about 34 or 35, I think, 30 something people gave their life to Christ. Now, I was
mm,
just looking at it, assuming I don't have that money because I've tried before. I realized that there was no resources. Assuming I don't have
mm,
that money, imagine those souls now, they will not have no Jesus. There's something about money that we are just ignoring. It's not about ourselves. God does not give me money just for my own selfish interest alone. No, it's also to impart others. So I think this is an area whereby we should not ignore. We should not ignore. Sincerely, if you want to ignore money, poverty is very bad. It will even make you do something. It will make you do something
mm.
that you will not want to do sincerely. Because over time, when somebody remain poor for a longer period of time, there's a way it will affect the person's decisions in life, no matter what.
Mm,
So money is
mm.
an area where we should not ignore. I will just put it that way. We should not even ignore it as a believer. Yeah. So
Thank you so much, sir. I can see some people are already online. Please tell us your name, where you are watching us from, your name and where you are watching us from, whether you are watching us from Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, Accra, Nigeria, Ilorin, Nigeria, wherever you are watching us from. We really, really are excited that you are here today. Okay, so let's hit the ground running, right? So, Mr. Mayo, I want us to play a brief game, just so that people will know you better. So, the
okay.
title of the game is Two Truths and a Lie. Two
Okay.
truths and a lie. I mean, anybody that gets the answer right, the first person, so that everybody will not get the answer right and come and bombard me. All right, so the first person that gets the answer right will definitely get a gift from me. So, Mr. Mayowa, you will tell us two truths about yourself and a lie. You won't tell us which
Okay.
of them are truths and they will lie. The audience are there currently, they will determine which of the information you've shared with us is the truth and which one is the lie. So two truths and a lie. You can just mix them up. Three information about yourself, and two of them are true and one is a lie. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Okay. I'm the CEO of Mayovest Consultancy Services. Uh, I have 3 wives. Then uh, I have 3 wives. Then the last one, I am from Osun State.
Okay, so we've heard that. Tell me in the comments box Which of this information is the lie? Is the CEO of Mayovest Consultancy. He has 3 wives and is from Osun State. Now, I'm going to get back to that person later on. All right. So, Mr. Mayowa, I don't want us, before we start getting, oh my goodness. So before we start getting deep into this matter of money, because I really believe so strongly, we said that it is important we talk about money. All right, it is important we talk about money. But I want to start from the point of view of creating a balanced future about money, a correct idea, irrespective of whatever the stage we are in, whether you are currently financially dependent, all right, or wherever, right? So, was an ideal state, or where we should. Sorry, somebody is just calling me. So, where we should see money to be, or should I call it maybe an ideal retirement? What should money be? How should we see money as an entity? Over to you, sir.
Okay. Okay. I will use myself. I'm very sorry. I will use myself a lot as sample tonight, because I really want people to learn from something that is practical, not just reading out maybe theory and all of that. I want it to be practical. Okay. Generally about money, one thing I've realized about money is this. There are 2 major things I realized. You are either solving a problem for someone, or you are adding value to people. Solving problem and adding value. These 2 things, if you can master it very well, money will always continually flow to you. These are the 2 major things I've realized in life. Is either you are adding value to people, addition of value. What are you doing for that person? Are you trying to, like, okay, this person needs this problem to be solved? What are you trying to solve for that person? I think these 2 major things needs to be addressed when it comes to money. And when it comes to money, once these 2 is settled, believe me, you will get a full scope about continual income, consistency. Not that you'll be rich today, the following year you're already broke. You don't even know what to do again. I'm talking about something that can be consistent over a long period of time. Those are the first 2 things. Then another point is I realized that when you are not thinking about yourself alone, you're always considerate about others. You're always considering others in your decisions, considering others. Let me put it like this: you are people-centered. Yeah, let me put it like that. You are people-centered. Believe me, over time, more money flow to you. Sincerely, as a believer also, is good. We are. I call myself a channel. That's why I see myself. I'm a channel. That's why God will keep on bringing more resources to me. A channel does not run dry. Something is always passing through. Something is always passing through. You must be people-centered also. I think one of the major things I used to introduce, do the introduction was, you see me talking about me going for an outreach. You know, people be like, how will a businessman? What do you have with an outreach? Are you a pastor? No. That is another issue again that we have. People need to understand that kind of problem. Now, what am I trying? I'm trying to solve a kingdom problem. A kingdom. So I'm being kingdom minded. I'm thinking about them. I'm not just thinking about myself. Now, one of the major program, the next program I have for them is to go and teach them about ICT. I realize that a lot of them, they are very good when it comes to using laptops. Some of them are even there because of
internet fraud.
Internet fraud in Nigeria. And I can tell you that if they know that they can make money legally online, they will stop. So I take it as a way of, okay, I can introduce them to something better. The other for so imagine me thinking towards that way. Believe me, more income will flow in. There's a way things will connect together and more income will flow in automatically. So I think that is just what I will say about your question, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I mean, that's an excellent answer. And I also want us to look at the concept of financial independence. Sir, a lot of people really do not believe that it is possible to be financially independent. And from what we've learned about, there's this book I read some years back, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Yeah.
In yeah,
So and it was basically, if you do not see it, you can't become it, right? If you don't see
yes.
the possibility, you can't be. So I don't know. Maybe you could just chime us into what financial independence is, and is it a possibility?
Okay. Thank God we're in Africa, so I'll be using Africa as a sample. And again, I would love to share the screen with a PowerPoint. I think I have a little PowerPoint here, so I think it would be nice if people can have access to this PowerPoint. Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. Are you seeing it over there, sir?
Uh, can you share it again?
Okay, I'm coming. Let me because most of the things I'll be talking about are inside the PowerPoint. So it would be nice if they can get access to it.
Mm.
Can you see, sir? Can you see it now?
Um. Okay. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Okay. Financial independence. That is the screen, and
Mm.
I just open now. So I think is it okay? Can you see it, sir?
Yes, I can see it. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you now, sir. I can hear you now, sir. Yeah.
I can. All right. So I can
Yeah.
see it. Okay. So our guest will join us shortly. I hope you are learning. You are getting one or two things. Okay, I can see some comments here. Okay. Let me see. I think it's still on the. All right. So let me just
Can you
add
hear me
in.
now?
All right. So I
All
can
right.
hear you
Can you
now.
hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you
Okay.
now.
Okay. So I think the screen is still showing the PowerPoint
Yeah, it's still
presentation.
showing. Yeah.
So
Yes, sir.
okay. So what I just want to discuss about financial independence is just it just simply means your income covering your expenses. Now, why some people think maybe it's not possible to be financially independent, especially in Nigeria. Especially in Nigeria. I'll be using Nigeria so as a case study. Now, one of the major reasons is because of the economy, the Nigerian economy, and all of that. But believe me, being financially independent is not a 1 year plan. It's not a 2 year plan. It's not a 3 year plan. It's not a 4 years, 5 year plan. Believe me, I see it as a plan whereby you have like a 30 years plan, 20 years plan. So being financially independent goes beyond what we're even thinking about today or what we want to talk about today. I just want to just bring it for now. It just simply means your income can cover your expenses. So, for instance, now in a year, you know that okay, it's 2 million naira that comes into your account every year. You don't need to live in an apartment of 2.5 million naira. You don't need to get a loan to cover it. So, to be financially independent, you also have to have a financial goal. You have to have a budget, you have to have a plan. It goes beyond just I must be financially independent. You're just buying things. Make sure that you don't okay, for instance, child now, you know that there are some school fees that are up to like uh 2 million per session, 5 million per session, but you know you can't afford that for now. Why not go for your own plan? Go for the ones that you can afford for now. Can you hear me, sir? I think it's
Yes,
writing
sir.
the
I can hear
connection.
you.
Okay, still clear. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Um Investing in one's income. So that is why I see it. Investing in increasing your income. So as much as we are meant to depend, as believers, as Christians, as individual, yes, we are meant to depend totally on God. God does not give us room to be lazy. Let's be sincere. We all must be hardworking. Even there was a
Mm.
part that says in the word of God that if anyone who is unwilling to work, let him know it. It's
Mm.
so serious
True.
to that extent. That if someone is lazy and is not ready to work, don't let him eat. There's need to invest in increasing our income. So no matter if, let's assume your salary is even 30,000 naira, don't worry, there's no problem about that. You must be ready to, what can I do to move from this level to another level? That's where knowledge. Okay. Someone said they can't hear the speaker well. Can you hear me, sir? I hope it's clear.
I
I can
I
see a
can hear you.
message, a comment. Okay, okay. So beyond just making money, getting salary, getting this, we must be ready to move and increase our income if you want to be financially independent. Because for me saying that, okay, my money, the money I'm making now, for you to be able to cover all my expenses, there means there's something I must do. Okay, it covers my expenses. That means I must increase my income. Because if you even look at the, okay, you have to feed yourself, you have to feed maybe your wife if you are married, and you have to pay your rent, attend to basic expenditures. Believe me, a normal income in Nigeria now cannot cover everything. So, what can you do to increase your income? What can you do to increase your income? Number one thing I put here is learn communication skills. Learn communication skills. You have to learn how to communicate well with people. I know I'm talking about communication because most people will be like, ah, me, I'm sang me I'm this me whether you are this, whether you are that. No, 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 you must learn how to relate well with people. I've noticed something about great people. There was a time I studied about five major people in Nigeria, and I realized that there's something that is particular about them. They're among the richest people in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you? Okay.
Yes, I
There's
can hear
something I've
you.
noticed about there's something I've noticed about these five individuals in Nigeria. They relate well with people. They cut across tribalism. They're not like, ah, this person is from this part of the country. No, I don't relate with this person. No, they relate well with people. They communicate well with people. You have to learn communication skills. Not just saying, ah, I know how to. No, no, no. Having, okay, can you point to someone that you have known for like 5 years now and you maintain the relationship to this moment? You keep on maintaining that relationship, that even if you call the person now, the person will pick your call, will be able to like relate well. So number two, get a job. If you want to increase your income, another thing you have to do is to get a job. Now it's possible that maybe the job, you have a job now and it's not paying so much. There's no problem about it. Just the money you are making now, how can you invest that money and think big? What can you do? How can you invest part of the money? What should you do about it? Because believe me, no matter the amount of money you are making, it will never be enough if you don't plan. Don't say,
Mm,
100,000 naira is not enough for me. You need to plan. It will not be enough. It will not be enough. So another point is going to some networking functions to expand your contact list, because your network is what determine your your net worth. Believe me,
mm,
whoever you know matters a lot. I remember a time I have a client who's an Indian. So this Indian man, he linked me with about 15 Indians, just one person. And I can tell you
mm,
a lot of thousands of dollars I make from them. Like just one person. Who do you know? Who are you relating with? Are you just keeping your contact list just enclosed? Are you trying to network with people that can also help you increase your income? It's very, very, see, we must be intentional about it. It's not just about me, I'm just in my comfort, I'm just in my own zone. I don't like relating with people. No, 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 no. If you want to go far, believe me, you must know how to network with people. It's very, very important. It's one of the major factors in knowing how to increase your income. Another thing is you have to invest in yourself also by learning a new skill set is one of the major things you have to do. You have to invest in yourself by learning a new skill set or mastering a trade. You can just master a trade, knowing how to do some major things. I realized that even as an educated person, you can be a fashion designer, you can be an electrician, you can be a painter, but your own will be different. There was someone I called recently, I think it was about 2 weeks ago. This person, wow, believe me, is educated. I know he went to school, he has BSc. So, the work is these people that do POP and all of that. These POP roofing. So
mhm.
I was relating with the guy the way he came, said, I was even like, hey, hope your price will not be He came with his car. You getting me? The way he dressed, and I have like 3 or 4 people that want to give the contract to for the POP work and all of that. Believe me, this guy appearance like wowed me. Let me put it that way. Like even they
mm,
are suggesting another person, my mind is just going back to this person, just because of the way he branded himself. So being maybe a BSc holder or MSc holder does not really matter. Believe me, it does not really matter at all. It does not matter. So another point is you have to also read a book or watch some
mm,
inspirational videos and all of that. You read a book, learn new things. Believe me, there are some books like the book you mentioned the other time. You know, as you're mentioning the title, I was mentioning the author. Believe
what
me, that book
yeah.
formed my life. You have to think big to grow. Believe me, you have to think
Mm,
big to grow big. You must think. You must think. You have to think. Most Africans were not used to reading. That's why sometimes I normally
mm,
advise some people. You don't like reading, Abby? Try and watch videos. There are videos. There are even some videos on those books. If you check YouTube, you'll see a lot of people that
sure.
gave a proper breakdown of the book just within 30 minutes. You can even understand what they are trying to say. Okay, you don't like reading, you don't have time. Watch videos that will inspire you, that will help you understand how you can be financially independent. Then the last point
Mm,
is learn a high income skill. Oh my God. What I mean by high income skill, I think, sir, you even said it at the beginning. We talk about um, the skills you have that you can easily make money from it online. You can easily, what
mm,
are those skills you can easily make money from? Believe me, there are a
mm,
lot of ICT skills that you can make money from. And I believe that everyone watching us can see all the skills I mentioned there. I don't want to take much time, so I listed them on the screen. So investing in increasing your income, believe me, you need to learn a high income skill. A high income skill is just a skill that help one to make income in one's own time. Learning this kind of skill and making money with this kind of skill does not affect your career. You can be a lecturer and still be making money online. It does not
mm.
stop you from doing what you want to do. We are just talking about investing in increasing your income. So I think I should just stop there for now, sir. So
Right. I mean, this is a very elaborate one, and thank you so much for going in depth. I believe for many people that are watching us now, we know that financial independence is possible, and if they are able to follow these simple steps that you've rightly mentioned, it's something that is very, very attainable. And just like you said, when you think about it, then you are creating a possibility of you being able to get it. Sir, you made mention of something, and I want us to look into it
okay, sir.
because I guess that for one to be financially independent, then that person must be able to achieve success in whatsoever he or she is doing. So whether
Yes,
the person is doing business or whether the person is focusing on a career path. All right. So I want you to speak
please, can
on.
you come again? It's skipped now. Please, can you come again? It's skipped now.
All
Please,
right.
can you
So
please?
I said for one to. Can you hear me clearly now, sir?
Yeah. It's clear now. It's clear now, sir.
All right. So I said for one to achieve financial independence, that it is important for that individual to achieve career success. All right. Either
Yeah.
career success or success generally in either his or her career or in either his or her business. But I want you to create a balance here. I remember when we were talking, I asked this particular question, and I think I will really throw it here again so that people will have a better perspective about it. You know, earlier today I was a moderator of a Tech Expo event, and the guest was Princess Bukola, and it was is a project manager, is a senior consultant in project management, and it was just talking about how to come into project management career, and he was talking. She was basically talking about how you can achieve success and become financially independent as a career person. But I've heard quite a number of successful people who say that you can't achieve success working for somebody. So I really want you to talk about that. But more importantly, I want you to talk about how can someone achieve success in their career or in entrepreneurship?
Okay. So I don't even know the first one to answer, but let me first answer the last question. Okay.
Right.
You talk about career and entrepreneurship because this has been one of the major. Let me say for the past 4 years now, because entrepreneurship became more popular about 5 years ago after COVID
Mm,
19 and all of that. So one of the major things I realized is that there's this battle of you can't be a billionaire by working with someone. You can't be this. I can tell you more than 10 key people in Nigeria working with someone they are billionaires. I'm telling you, not
mm,
millionaires, billionaires.
mm,
But we're not. I'm not here to start mentioning names and all of that. Now, but what I just want to bring out is that attaining success in your career and in entrepreneurship, believe me, is similar. Is similar. But one thing I just want to point out is you want to focus on your career. There's nothing wrong in it. Like the way I define this career success on our screen, I believe everybody is seeing the screen, is divine experiencing financial health and work you delight in. Someone like me, believe me, most of the work I do online, okay, you see that I love data analysis, business analysis, most of the ICT job I do online, doing Python work, doing data science work. It's stressful. It's so stressful. But let me tell you, one of the major things I love doing that I can do it from morning to night is teaching. Oh my God, I can do it and I will just be happy. I will not even eat and I will not even remember. I can do it from morning to night. I've done it before. I was just teaching people. I will move from one session to another session. I forgot. It was later on that my stomach was paining me. I was not like, I've not eaten today. Oh. Are you getting me? I
mm,
just remember that I've not eaten in the evening around 4, 5 o'clock. So one thing I realized is that when it comes to career paths, okay, this is what I want to focus on. You must be, you must remain determined. You must be consistent. If you are talking about being successful, you must be consistent. Number two, you must link with people that are doing well in that career field. So, for instance, now you are into public speaking. You have to look for people like Fela, Jotoye. You have to look for.
Director.
I get it. You have to look for people that are doing well in that field, people that are doing well in that field and link up with them. You'll be surprised that what you just don't know, the difference between you and that person is your knowledge gap. There's a
Mm,
knowledge gap between you and that person. I'm
mm,
telling you, being successful career wise and entrepreneurship is about what you know. um
mm,
in entrepreneurship, one of the major person, okay, my mentor is his name is Mr. Wale Adeyemo. He's the CEO of Sacrac Integrated Limited. um he has a branch, I think, in Lagos and in Akure. It's majorly in Akure. His headquarters is majorly in Akure. One of the major things I realized and I learned from him so much is that it took him about a year to accomplish some things. He discussed them with me. Believe me, I accomplished those things in 3 months. Why? He
mm,
showed me the reason. Okay, this is what make me not accomplish it. This is it. Why? I link up with somebody that is already in the field. So I was able to really network on time to understand his mistakes and make sure I don't repeat those mistakes. But believe me, we have really neglected the aspects of mentorship. That is why you
mm.
notice Igbo men, Igbo people, like that tribe, the eastern part of Nigeria.
Yeah.
My
Mm,
God, that's why they are succeeding. I'm telling you, they are one of the
true.
richest people where I'm staying. I stay here in
Mm,
Illinois. One of the richest people here are Igbo people. They are making, and you will see them. You will never know they have anything, but I
mm,
relate to them one on one, and I have some of them as friends. So, and I know that they are doing well. Believe me, one of the major things I've realized about among all of them is mentorship. They were There was a time they were with their boss. There's some of them even stay with their boss for 5 years. The 5 years we
mm,
use in doing BSc, are you getting me? Doing BTech and all of that. They stay with their boss for 5 years
mm,
and they learn every in and out of business about business. So you being successful, believe me, you need to know something. There should be a
mm,
knowledge you must fill in. Number two, in career wise, whether career or entrepreneurship, and I told you that it's similar. You must be
mm,
ready. You must be ready to link up with people that are doing well in that business. So if you are starting a new maybe line of business that you don't have so much people doing it, hmm, just ensure, try your possible best. Ensure you go online, look for somebody that is doing that stuff already. I call them role model. Then begin to read
mm,
their books, listen to their and their messages. Because believe me, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So whatever they say from their heart, from their mouths, is what is already in their hearts, and that's what make them who they are. Success is not
mm,
by I have 10 cars, I have 5 houses. Success is about who you are. There was a time I lost about, I think, about 4.2 million naira to these forest things online. I gave someone, say, don't worry, they will give you somebody percentage after. So we gather money together, about 4 point something million. I'm talking about 2020. Hey,
Ah.
I almost went to like, I get it during COVID-19 time. I get it during COVID-19 time.
Yeah.
Believe me, it was as if I want to I was supposed to give up on life. I get me. I was like, what is the video of this? Like, I get me. But one thing is that
Mm,
I was able to reproduce that money again. The reason is
mm,
because of the kind of person I am. Who are you? Who are you becoming? Your personality. Success is about who you are becoming. You are becoming more knowledgeable in this area. So it's about developing yourself. That's where I see success. So when it comes to career success or entrepreneurship, you just have to link up with people. What are they doing? You will now realize that most people that are successful in career wise, they also have investment in businesses. They might not be doing business.
true.
Believe me,
True.
yes, you are getting
True.
paid, they're paying you so millions. Believe me, you will later realize that most of them have money. Their money is the one making money for them now. They are
Mm,
sending their, I call it sending your money errands. They are sending their money
mm,
errands to make money for them. Yeah. So I think that's the first question. Then number two, answer to the first question you raised was, can you make money working for someone? Believe me, not everybody can be a CEO. Oh my God,
mm,
the weight is so heavy. Believe me, the weight is so heavy. Now, as I'm speaking to you now, after this program now, I'm resuming back to work. Before this program, I was working, but I just took out like 1 hour to just plan, pray, and prepare for this program. But believe me, if not, after this program like this, I'm bouncing back on work again. Now,
mm,
not many people can sacrifice that much time. Imagine on average. No, I said from the beginning that I'll be talking a lot about myself, and it's not just
true.
to form or anything. Just please, just to learn. I'm
Yeah.
I'm being practical. I'm being practical. Believe me, working for like 16 hours every day. I work
Mm,
on average about 16 hours. Just I have how many hours remaining? 8 hours. Sometimes I sleep for four
mm,
hours. Sometimes I sleep for 6 hours. Though sometimes maybe if I've done it for a long time, maybe for like 7 days, 8 days, I might now take out Sunday and now use Sunday to rest very well.
well.
Sunday evening
Mm,
like this, I will bounce back again and start working again.
mm,
That is the quality. But how many people can sacrifice that amount of time to work?
mm,
Believe me, some people they will get tired, they will feel like work is boring and all of that. Some people will say, me, my life is not balanced. My life is
mm.
not balanced. Believe me, to me, when I'm working, I'm balanced. Everybody ambition is different because I believe that once I'm working, I'm once I make so much money, I'll be able to impart more life. So I believe that
Mm,
I'm fulfilling life like that. I'm being imparting souls, I'm imparting life. So when it comes to working for someone, it's not everybody that can be a CEO. It's not everybody that can be a managing director. It's not everybody that can be that. There have to be someone also working behind the scene. There has to be
mm,
someone working behind the scene. So, for instance, now in my firm, you can't be with me now for like 10 years, 15 years, and you are adding to the firm, adding value to the firm. Ah, a time will come, I will also look at, okay, what can we do? Is it that we should
mm,
put all your children on scholarship? Believe me, I'm talking about plans I have for the future. Are you getting me?
mm.
Someone working with me
Yeah.
for a long time. Like, so being focused on a vision, committed to that place, does not mean that you will not be successful in life. No, I've always said it because I normally advise because I have some group of people that I mentor every year. So I give them some advice recently. I told them before we start the mentorship program this year, I told them if you know you are not strong enough, whenever people talk about you, you just feel bad. You will just be feeling so much bad and all of that. I will advise you, don't start business. If you know
Mm,
you are someone that if they address you anyhow, you can just get angry and slap the person and all that. Don't start business, especially in
mm,
Nigeria. No, no. Nigeria is so toxic that you can even go to bank. You stand in front of a counter and you will see the person, they will just be addressing you anyhow. It's wrong. That's not how to do business. I've interacted
mm,
well with foreigners and I'm always impressed. I'm always happy working with them. I'm like, wow, the way they treat me, believe me, I am so happy. I feel so glad. I feel so glad, so much joy. So
mm,
when it comes to, I don't want to deviate too much. When it comes to working with someone, believe me, when you are committed, you are adding value to that firm. Over time, even God rewarding you beyond God rewarding you, people, men will reward you also. Believe me, men will
Sure.
reward you. You can't be committed. There's something I even do so much in my firm. I use some ratings to check the best staff of the year, the most diligent staff, who is committed about the vision, this and that, and we give them gifts. Now I'm already planning it. I've written it somewhere now that whether in a year's time or 2 years time, I'm giving the staff of the year a car. Are you getting me? Now I'm
Mm,
thinking
mm,
big towards that extent because I know that it's not easy living your dreams, living everything to focus on developing somebody else's company. It's not easy. So
mm.
you will have to also. That's why I think employers too. I don't know. Maybe some employers might be listening to me too. You have to also look for a way to
Yeah.
also learn how to compensate your employees very well. I know some can even be like a serious issue to you, but you have to also still look for a way to compensate them. There's nothing wrong in doing that. So not everybody can be a CEO. Not everybody can take the blow. Let me put it like that. Not everybody can
Mm.
sacrifice that much time. That much time. There are some employees that once it's 5 o'clock, because we close in the office 5, once it's 5, they're going home. I go to me, they are
Mm.
going home
True.
until the next day before they start. And there are some employees that will stay in the office. Some will even work overnight. You will even tell them,
Mm.
please go home. Go, I'll be begging them, please go home. They will say, dude, they're okay, that I should not worry. Are you getting me? There are some employees that you will call them at 9 p.m. They will still answer you during the weekend and they will still do work. They will still do some things. Are you telling me that those kind of employees will just go unnoticed? It's not possible.
Mm.
Believe me, there will be a difference. There will be a difference. If wherever you are working, just make sure you are committed. Just make sure you are committed and
Mm.
you are after impacting that firm, adding value to that
Mm.
place. Yeah.
Mm.
So I think
Wow.
that is just
Wow, this is, I already said it earlier. I believe people that are listening that joined earlier, I told you that I personally, when I was listening to Mr. Mayowa last week, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm surprised because I've known Mr. Mayowa for some time now and he has
so
always
please.
been blowing my mind. So, so I was the more blown away by the last time I saw him. All right. So,
Yes.
and please, right now, if you have questions, please put it on the comment box. I'm going to take, okay, I'm going to take your questions. I mean, we just want to have this, so if you have questions, make sure you have put it on the comment box. I will definitely take it as time goes on. Mr. Mayowa, I want us to talk about depth. All right.
Okay.
I think they say maybe it's debt or depth or depth, anything, right? So depth. Now, for many people, I want you to give the right balance to debt. Some people believe
Okay. Okay.
you should not borrow. It does not matter what it
Mm,
is, never borrow. Some people believe if it is for business, borrow. All right. So basically, I want you to give us what is your own perspective about debts and maybe probably the possibility of outliving debt. Maybe there are people that may be listening to us now are into one debt or the other. How can they outlive it? Over to you, sir.
okay. Okay. Sincerely, I'll be talking as a businessman now. I'll be talking as a businessman. So just please permit me if you see me talking as if, no, 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 you must never borrow in your life and all of that. Yes, I understand the aspect of someone like me. I don't borrow. Someone like me, I don't borrow. I hardly borrow money. I hardly do that. I hardly. It's very rare. Now, one of the major reasons is because of my past habits. Some years back, I have that habit of just borrowing. I love borrowing so much. So I'm trying to train myself not to have that kind of habit again. So that's why I stop. That's why I stop borrowing. That no matter what I have now, I will just spend it part time. There are people that can call today. Can you just borrow me 1 million? And they'll borrow me. I've created a network up to that extent. And they'll borrow me. But I've disciplined myself not to just borrow. But now let me just explain as a businessman now. Now there's good debts. I know people like good debt. Okay. There's good debts, there's bad debts. Now, if you go and study about, let me use Dangote. Dangote, almost every one of us know Dangote very well. It's
Yeah.
well known all over Africa and even in the world. Now, Dangote built a refinery just recently. I think they are still working on it and all of that. Do you know that all the money he used to build that refinery, he borrowed it? He borrowed everything. Now people will be like, he borrowed the money Dangote has. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can now hear you, sir. Yes, we can hear
All
you.
right. His net worth, Dangote's net worth can borrow to fund the business. He can borrow to fund his business. Now, the money he borrowed, if they just do a 1 year work, he can repay the money back. 1 to 2, 3 years, he can repay the money back. So, what is building? So, there's a difference between good and bad debt. What I would normally advise people that are just growing, that are just starting their business, there's something my mentor coach me on. Learn to take baby step. Today, if it's just a chair, I still have the pictures on my phone. When I started my business, it's just a chair and a table I have. Those are the two things I bought. I didn't borrow any money. I'm telling you, the second space I was using for my office, because I have just these two spaces as at that time. Though thank God that we have grown so big now that we have about 30 staff now in the firm. So now, as at that time, we have just a chair. I have just a chair and a table and a fan. That is all. I didn't stress myself. No pressure from anywhere. No pressure. Not that come and repay your money back. Oh. As at that level, I can't start doing good debts. No, 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 no. I can't start doing that. For instance, now if I have a business plan, everything, I've done my analysis very well, and the business will cost me 150 million naira. And I have a building, I have a house, maybe I have a building, and I want to get a loan. I have a house, and they said that I need a collateral, and they want to use that house as collateral. And I know that that business I want to use it for, I've done all my feasibility studies, I've done all my feasibility, and it's correct. Now, and I know that within 2 years, I can even make back the money with that business. Within 2, 3 years, believe me, I will say I can see that as a good debt. I can see that as a good debt. Now, I'm not saying just jump and go and borrow. Just jump and go and use maybe your dad's house, your something. Make sure you are the one. Make sure you are the one that will be at the receiving end. Don't let it affect anybody. Don't let it affect your wife if you have a wife. Don't let it affect your kids. Make sure you are the only one that will suffer for it if you are going to get loan. But don't borrow to buy a car. Don't borrow to. These are things that they are like liabilities. Let me put it that way. Though they are assets. Now cars are assets now. The amount of money I used to buy my car last year, I was just asking someone, I want to sell it. The money is like so. Assets now, you get to me. Though, even though we know that Naira does not have so much weight again. So what I normally say is, but bad debt are maybe, for instance, you want to just borrow 100,000 naira to no. Those are bad debts. They will ask you to pay 30% interest rates. Tell you to pay so much interest rates. I normally advise people that are just starting. Don't borrow to start your business. You don't know the challenges you will face yet. But if you're in business, for instance, now I've been fully 100% fully in business for the past 5 years now. Fully in business. Since 2019, I'm fully in business for the past 5 years. There are so many lessons I've learned over time. There are businesses I put 200,000 naira inside and I only got 10,000 naira. You know, me, I was the only one that suffered for it. Not that maybe I work for the money. I did not inconvenience anybody. Are you getting me? So when it comes to debt, there's good and bad debts. I've normally advised people, make sure before you get money, make sure you are using to invest in a business that you are very sure, like you are like 99%. Let me put it that way. Sure that it will be able to yield fast income for you within 2, 3, 4 years, and you'll be able to pay it back. So I think that just look at Dangote now. Dangote is only paying 1% because the money is too much. He can't pay more than 1% interest rate. You can go and check the amount of money he borrowed to build a refinery. Billions of dollars. Imagine just paying 1%. The bank he borrowed money from, I think, about 8 banks or so. Many banks. Are you getting me? That's why every money those banks will be praying that he must not die. They will pray for him. He must grow old. So, so believe me, when it comes to debt, make sure you as a business owner just take baby step and be trusting God to increase you. Don't make sure that you have done your feasibility study very well before you just jump. I want to get loan. But normally, for me, I have that bit of not borrowing. I normally advise people not to borrow. But there's an aspect of having good debt. So there's an aspect. Yeah. So I think that is it.
Right. Thank you so much. That's very, very interesting. And I believe a lot of people, a lot of us we just need to train ourselves on, not borrowing. I am listening to, there's a man I started following, Ramsey Show,
Yeah.
and one of the first thing he asked about, he called it 7 baby steps to financial independence. And one of the thing is clearing all your debts. All right. If you're having any debts, outstanding debts, just ensure that you clear it out. Just before I start taking the question and answers, I believe our time is already fast spent. Just before I
Yes.
start taking the questions and answers now, I want you to maybe talk about savings and investments. I want you to talk
Okay.
about savings and investment lastly, so that
I
we
think
take questions and
that would be
answer, then
nice.
we take your final word. So what's
Okay.
in this generation now? All right, should savings be, I mean, a lot of people still do not save. I can't tell why. But I want you to share your own perspective about savings and investment. Maybe probably how to save, what to save. I remember the last time when we had the guest, Victor. He said, if you are under 30, you start saving about 30% of your income. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
what do you think about savings, and what is your own strategy? I mean, thank God you've been going personal with us for
yeah,
this
yes, yes.
webinar. So, what's your own strategy for savings? Over to you, sir.
Okay, all right, sir. Concerning savings and investments, I think somebody's already even asking the question about buying
All right.
shares, about is it advisable to merge with somebody, even though you don't have much, should you buy shares and all of that? Now, concerning savings, you are not saving your money to abandon it inside bank. Oh. That is not the aim of saving. Now, because we
Mm,
are still very young, we still have enough energy to make a lot of money. We still are. Believe me, we are still very young and we can still do a lot. So you are not saving just to abandon your money inside the bank. No, 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 no. Now, one major thing about saving is that you are saving to invest. That should be your aim of saving. Believe me, save to invest. Save to invest. Yes, once you save to invest, you save over a period of time. Maybe you want to buy shares with MTN. Imagine those people that bought shares with MTN about 15 years ago. 10 years
mm,
ago, 12 years ago, when
mm,
MTN shares was still like, they receive money, I think, twice or three times a year. Every year.
mm,
3 times a year. They just receive a lot. Now, they just receive a lot now. Every year they receive a lot for life. Throughout their lifetime, and they'll be receiving a lot. Because I don't think MTN is ready to back out anytime soon.
mm.
As a
Sure.
telecommunication company, I don't think they are ready to back out anytime soon. Now, you save to invest. Number one, while working with a firm now, so you have to have your own plan too by investing around, so that you are like, you want to be committed to this firm for maybe the next 30 years of your life. You have to have also have what you are investing in. Number one, save, buy shares. You save to buy shares. I have bought a lot of shares with some company. So I think I will be talking about myself too. I've bought shares. I have
Mm,
shares in some company, and they do dividends every year. They pay back
sure.
some percentage depending on their profits and all of that. So I bought shares too with some company. That's number one. Now, when it comes to share, you have to go and read about shares. Believe me,
Mm,
an average Nigerian don't know anything about shares. They just be hearing
sure.
shares. If they only know about bank shares, it's just bank shares people know about. You have to take
Mm,
out time on your own to go and study about shares. If I start explaining shares to you, you'll be like, what am I even saying? And you have to learn it on your own. You save to invest inside shares. Number two, another thing I'm doing now is that, and we're still very young. Um, there's some insurance company that are available in Nigeria. Most people think it's only operating in US, Canada, and UK. No, 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 no. It's also operating here in Nigeria, live here in Nigeria. Let me put it that way.
mm,
Like Leadway Assurance, ICO, that's AIICO. ICO, and there's this air insurance too that is owned by UBA. So there are a lot of insurance company in Africa and Nigeria as a whole. Believe me, you once you save some money, there's a way you can do that. Every year, you can be giving them some certain percentage of money. And at the end of maybe once you are 50 years old, there are different plans. I'm just talking about one of the plans I'm doing. Once I'm 50 years old, every year they'll be paying me 8 million naira. Every year they'll be paying
mm,
me, there's another one of 5 million, even the one of 1 million naira. And I'm telling you, you will not even pay up to like 1/8 of that money every year. You won't even pay, like, it's just small percentage of the money. There's one whereby you even save like for the next 20 years of your life. If you can save 1 million per year, 1 million per year, After 20 years, they will give you 100 million naira. Leadway assurance, I know about Leadway. They do that a lot. Imagine 20 million times 5. I think that is a very good investment to embark on upon.
Mm,
So maybe if you give birth now, your child before your child gets to university, you want to send your child and you need 100 million naira. There's nothing in that. And if you are afraid that okay, naira will drop, they also have plan for dollars. You can even save in
mm,
dollars. You can just go and convert your money to dollars and save in dollars. So I think the reason about investment is that people just think investment is just all about crypto. Crypto,
mm,
once I do crypto, and once I buy land, you see, I'm never talking about real estate because I know
mm,
everybody know about real estate already. I know people know
mm,
that they have to buy land, they can buy land. I'm talking about the ones that we don't normally talk about because I
mm,
know people know about real estate. I know that one. You can buy land, and after 10 years, you make like even more than times 20 times 30 of that. I bought some land just about a year, 2 years ago. Believe me, that land now has gone up times two. That land now,
mm,
even somebody said to me that if I want to sell, you can even like almost stand still of the money. They want to pay me, but I'm not ready to sell the land. So there are a
mm.
lot of things they have to invest in. Are you getting me? There are a lot of things that people can
Yes,
invest
sir.
in. So they can buy shares, then they should also have a long-term plan. Have a long term, not short term, not all this in 2 years. I must make so amount of money. Don't worry. Life is in preset by preset, step by step.
Mm,
There was a time I was making 20,000 naira per month. Believe me,
mm,
and I remain consistent. There was a time I was paying a staff 15,000 naira, a staff 15,000 naira. Even myself hearing it now, I'm shouting 50. Imagine that kind of money. And yet, later on, it was step by step. As things get better, everything improve. So just
mm.
take life gently, save to invest. Because me, I even see most of our savings accounts, I call it shavings accounts. It's only shaving our money. So it's only shaving our money. So
True, true.
when it comes to savings and investment, you have to be ready to learn too. See, there's something about knowledge. Knowledge will open, it will break barriers for you. Just carry three
Mm,
books on investment. Most people don't even know that there are so many pastors have written about it. Someone like Pastor Machashimolo, oh my
mm,
God, that man is loaded. That man is loaded. Machashimolo is someone I recommend for
mhm,
anybody. Read his books. Read his books. This man, do you know, is not just a pastor. He's into business. He has his own
mm.
business. He's into real estate, and this man is so knowledgeable. See him applying the word of God to business, and you will see results. I've applied a lot of his principles, and I'm telling you, I'm seeing massive results in my life. So I think saving and investing is very, very, very key. It's very, very key. Yeah, it's safe to
Right.
invest. Yeah, yeah, yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. I mean, this is very, 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 very loaded, and I'm really, really excited. Thank you so much, sir. I would have loved to take some questions, but currently my device is hanging. My system is hanging, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm fixing it right now. But this is what I'm going to do, sir. I want you to, because I'm just watching the time now. I know you have another meeting or you have another engagement. I want you to, okay, let me do this. So at the end of every session, I'm still going to ask the questions people are asking on the comment box, and I have some questions people already have. So I'm going to ask it within a
Okay,
short period of time. But there are three questions I ask all my guests. All right, there are three questions I ask all my guests. Then after I ask those questions, then I want you to give your final comments. Then we can then call it a day. I hope that's fine with you, sir.
yes, sir. No problem, sir. Yeah.
All right. So I want you to. The first question is, if there was an opportunity to meet with your, once again, sir, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you, sir.
much for this enlightening session. I mean, I personally, again and again, I'm always encouraged about anytime you talk. All right. I don't know, maybe I mentioned I was just speaking with somebody,
Yes.
and the person was commenting when we were on campus. It was commenting, I think I was on IT then, but she was
Okay, yeah,
commenting
yeah,
that
yeah.
there was this particular purpose discovery session
Session,
that
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
did,
yeah.
that was a life-changing moment for her, right? He said, I mean, when I said I was going to bring you to this webinar, he said, come on, I guess you must even be watching me now. He said the
Wow.
purpose discovery session gave her a redefinition to life. I want to say thank you for imparting lives for
Thank
over
you
the
so much,
years.
sir.
It's not like you just started. Thank you so much. All
More
right. So
glory
the
to
question I want to ask now, sir, is, I mean, this is outside, finance, but that if you were to advise, if you were to see your 7-year-old self, you see yourself when you are 7 years old, what advice would you give yourself?
Wow. I think the advice I would give myself is to go and learn much about tech. I wish most of the things I'm still learning now, believe me, I wish I'd learned them when I was young. I think one of the major things that help me now is when I was young, my dad, there's this, they call it computer training that time. This monitor of that we have this big this
Screen.
this big screen and all
Yeah.
of that.
Mm-hmm.
Once my boss leaves our office like this, I would just bounce on the laptop. I'll just be playing with Corel Draw, playing with Microsoft Word. That was how I begin to learn, little by little. So my dad not got a desktop for me at home. Believe me, what I would tell my younger self is to just learn more about tech, learn more about the digital world, learn more about tech generally. Then put it that way. Then read a lot of books. I didn't read a lot when I was younger. I was a
Mm.
very, very playful young boy. I didn't read a lot, but believe me, I think reading and just learning more about tech. Because look at the way the world is now. Everywhere, tech, tech, tech. Like,
Mm.
so I think learning more about tech and reading a lot of books. That's what I would say.
Right. Thank you so much. I think that's very, very interesting. And since you talked about books, that's lead us to the second question. The second question I ask my guest is, what book? Now, since we are talking about finance, then let's get to finance. Let's say, give us the best book. Let's just make it one. But if you want to give more than one, that's fine. But give us one book you will recommend to anybody on finance that has maybe tremendously helped you concerning finance.
I think I don't know how to pick one. Oh. You can see I recommended some books here. Thank God. I've even listed them out. I'm even
Oh,
surprised that
great.
though I watched your last session with Mr. Victor, so I realized that you asked him these questions. I was like, I hope I will not be asked this question today.
Yeah,
So
you will be asked.
I prepared the books to hear. Now,
Good.
I think people really need to
Hmm.
understand Financial Prosperity by Dr. David Oyedepo. Understanding
Hmm.
Financial Prosperity by David Oyedepo. Then there's this Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert T. Kiyosaki too. I think I would put as number 2. Then number 3, Think and Grow Rich. Oh my God. Think and Grow Rich, I think is a solid book. I believe everybody can see the screen and they can get the books and
Yes.
just write them out. Then How
Hmm.
Successful People Think by John C. Maxwell. Now, John C. Maxwell is someone that talks a lot about leadership.
Yeah.
Leadership, I don't know if you notice, it talks a lot about leadership, talks about how successful people are supposed to behave and all of that. Believe me, if you study a lot of John C. Maxwell, when it comes to finance, you will even know that you are doing well. The
Hmm.
issue we have generally about finance is that people don't know how to manage their finance well. People are not,
Hmm.
they don't know how to manage finance well. It's not saying maybe at the level I am now, all the money I'm making is just enough for me. Everything. No. It's not how to manage them effectively that is helping one to keep on increasing. There's nobody that just spend anyhow that really become financially independent in life, sincerely. So I think this book will really help. Yeah, this book will really help, sir. All these books, I think they're about 10. They're about 8 books. I have about 8 here.
Yeah.
So
All right.
then
Thank you so
10
much.
life yeah. Okay.
Right,
All right,
right.
sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I will definitely capture this out and put it on the comment box so that anybody interested in getting it can actually see it and get it from there. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So before I go to my last question, or let me just ask my last question, then I'll come to the questions on the comment box here. I seen so many questions here. Right, is if there was anybody you would love to meet with, speak to, whether dead or alive, who would it be and what would you ask that person or what would you say to that person? If there was anybody you have the opportunity to meet or you would love to meet with,
Wow.
whether dead or alive, who would it be? And maybe probably why is it this person and what would you ask that person or tell that person?
Wow. Believe me, one of them is dead. I would love to meet Miles Muro.
Hmm.
Though he's gone, I would love to meet him, and I would just like to I would like him to really, really explain how did he do it. It was He was a personal counselor to about 16 presidents in the world. He was a
mm,
minister of God. He was doing well in, like, generally almost every aspect. He was doing well and being successful. Believe me, listening to that man transformed my life. As in, it transformed my
mm,
life forever. So I would love to meet with my tomorrow and just want to understand how he was able to, like, manage his time well. Let me put it that way. I was able to manage his time well, and he was able to, like, influence presidents up to that level. I think my
mm,
tomorrow. Then number two, I would love to meet Matthew Ashimolo. Masashimolo. Oh my God, that man's book has really transformed. He wrote a book on being the best. He wrote a book on being the best. That book, like, just keep on pushing me forward. So I would love to
mm,
meet Masashimolo. I would love to meet, there's someone I call Dan Lok. There's someone named Dan Lok.
mm,
Danlok. Is originally from Hong Kong, but is based in Canada. Originally from Hong
mm.
Kong, but is based in Canada. Is still part of my vision tape that I will meet him one day. Not
Mm.
It's very, very soon by the grace of God. and one of the
Amen.
major question, and one of the major question I think I will ask him is scaling. It's majorly on scaling. What I mean by scaling is that how can you scale your business that even though you are not there, the business will keep on running effectively, efficiently, and very well. How you can scale. How you can scale that for the next 10 years, that business will keep on making money for you. Not that maybe after like 2, 3 years, the business will just fizzle out. No, no, no. Just understanding scaling very well. I would just love to meet him very well and understand scaling very well. Then I think Jack Ma too. Jack Ma too. I would love to meet him. That's one of the richest person in
Mm.
China. Jack Ma.
Yeah,
Do you know of
yeah.
Ali Baba? I don't
Alibaba,
know if
yeah.
you.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
do.
would love to. I would love to meet him. See, I have a lot of people. Let me just stop there.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Mayowa. This is a very powerful session, and I think I will offend some people if I don't take. I know we are already getting past time now, but I know I will offend some people before some people start beating me on my on personal DM if I don't take some
Okay.
questions here. But I will just take this question briefly. Let me just
Okay.
show the question. It says, how did you learn and grow your how did you learn and grow in setting up a company? How did you learn and grow up in setting a company? The person asks another question. This is Vincent Up. How
Okay.
did you learn and grow in setting up a company? The second question is also team management in your company. Okay, how did you learn and set up team management in your company? What has helped you? What has helped you? And the third question is, how can our local company in Nigeria rise to compete with global brands? So maybe you can just
Wow.
respond to those questions
These three
before I
questions
start
are
pushing
really
up
loaded.
other questions.
Wow. 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 These three questions are powerful. Believe me, I will be sincere when it comes to learning how to grow and setting up your business. One of the major person that helped me is my mentor. Believe me, my mentor is somebody that any small issue, I will go to him and I will ask him. I'm talking about Mr. Wale Adeyemo, who is the CEO of Sakrak. I think he's one of the major person God used to help me when it comes to setting up my business. There's also somebody else that God used to help me to also here in the learning, and I think it's my mentor. My mentor that helped me when it comes to setting up a company. That's number one. Number two, I read some books also, and I listened to some people also. I watch. Oh my God, I watch a lot of inspirational videos on setting up your business, how to scale, and all of that. Believe me. Then number two, when it comes to team management, so that's why. Okay, let me just complete that number one for sorry before moving to number two. Ensure you have a mentor. Have a mentor, somebody doing that business already or doing something similar to it, and learn from them. Just submit yourself and learn from them. This person I call my mentor was my mate while we were in school. Like we're in the same level. And if you see me
Hmm,
addressing him, if you see me talking to him, you would think, like, are you sure he's your mate? Are you getting me? I don't care. I'm after once you have something that will help my life, I will make sure I submit myself and learn from you. So I think growing and setting up a business, believe me, you need a mentorship. You need a mentor. Sorry. Then number two, team management in your company. What has helped you? In managing your team very well, you have to learn how to delegate. I think that's one of the major things people need to learn. You can't do everything. Are you getting me? You can't do everything. You have to delegate and make somebody maybe get like an HR, I mean human resource manager, or director of operations that will help in managing your team members. When it comes to team management in your company, you need to understand that people will hurt you. People will hurt you. The ways, even sometimes you might even have good intention towards them, and they might want to even be like, ah, and they're like, you're hurting them the way you're addressing them and all of that. You don't worry, because the generation we are now is not like the generation of our fathers that their boss will shout on them, do a lot of things to them. They will still stay in that place. The generation we are in now, some people they will say,
Mm.
my mental health is any stress. Something has happened. You have to be nice to people that you work with. Believe me. No
Mm.
matter we are streets, we are like official. There are still sometimes you just have to just be that side of being a leader must be in you. Not just addressing your staff, your team members as boss, 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 boss. Believe me, if you see me and some of my staff relating sometimes, you will not believe. You'll be like, are you sure this is your staff? I was with one of my aunts. One of them traveled with me. That my aunt said that, and that your friend. We're just calling the person my friend. He didn't even know it was my staff. But believe me, when it's time for work, the person to understand that I will switch. I will switch from that style of relating with him. So that's one thing about team management. When it comes to team management, your company, you have to be a leader. Just go and learn the meaning of a leader. Leader. What does it mean to be a leader? I think Maizumuro did a lot of justice to that. Learn
Yeah.
a lot about becoming a leader. Like just Maizumuro did a lot of justice to that. Then how can our local company in Nigeria rise to compete with global brands? I think one of the ways we can compete with global brands is ensuring that we learn from those global brands. Let's learn from them and be able to compete with them. You have to learn from them. Believe me, you learn from people. You learn from people. You have to just learn from
Mm.
them. Then look for a way to solve our own immediate problem. Look at those global brands. They focus on solving a problem they are complaining about. Let's look at Tesla, for instance. Tesla, the major problem they have over the climate change. Um, they notice that most of these gasoline vehicles using petrol, diesel is polluting our environment. So this last year,
Mm.
a market of let's create electric cars that will not do that. There are some countries in Europe now that they've given that by 2030 they must not produce cars of people must not even use they must not even use the car again. They must not use cars that
Mm.
use maybe petrol and diesel again. Only electric cars. So Tesla see that oh, there's a market in this area. So let's look at what is our major need in Africa as a whole. Let's look for a way to solve that problem. You will see that over time, you will start competing with global brands. How can I solve a major problem in Africa? How can I solve a major problem in Africa? They now start learning from outside, let's start learning from global brands. Believe me, we are moving there. We are moving there
Mm.
by the grace. So I think I'll be able to just give a short answer to those three questions.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Let me take another question. This is just for question and answer. I know we are past time already.
Yeah, yeah.
This one says, I want to ask, sir, what I want to show it. All right. So he said, I want to ask, sir, what if I don't have any skill or business, but I want this from Catalyst? He said, I want to ask, sir, what if I don't have any skill or business, but I want to invest in something? What can you recommend, sir?
Okay, that means this person have a job already. I want to assume maybe the person is working, maybe have a job, maybe working in a bank or working somewhere, but does not have any skill or business, but just want to invest in something. So what I would just advise based on my document, I don't know how the host is it possible to share the PowerPoint? I can release the PowerPoint for everyone. There's a lot of things I didn't even show for the PowerPoint. Yeah. So what I would just say is that you can invest in like what I said the other time. You can invest in shares. There are some shares. Believe me, people don't know about shares. They don't know about shares. I don't want to start mentioning some banks now. Okay, let me mention one. Okay, like Jazz Bank now. Their shares this is very very low. Jazz, you know about not
Okay,
J A
okay,
I
Jazz.
Z.
Yes,
Jazz Bank.
Jais.
Yeah, okay,
Yes,
Jais Bank. Okay, let's do it like a Yoruba
yes,
bank.
yes, yes.
Jais Bank. Okay, if you look at
Jais Bank. That's what we call it here.
so if you look at
Yes,
Jais
yes.
Bank now, okay, that bank now you can buy shares with Jais Bank. It's not hard. With
Mm.
this, there's this platform that you can use in buying shares. You can walk up to the bank, though. You can walk up to the bank. They will just show it on their mobile app how you can buy shares with them. But there's this one, Kuda. Yeah, Kuda banks have a lot of options. You know, with Kuda, you can buy shares from there. Number two, I will advise that whatever you don't have knowledge about, don't invest in it. Try your possible
mm,
best. Make sure you have knowledge about it, because if I recommend some other things to you, you might be like, I don't know much about it. That's why I normally advise people,
mm,
try and get knowledge in an area before you invest in it, please. Because there's
mm,
something about knowledge. It will break every barriers. Believe me. Knowledge. Oh my God. Knowing something. Believe me, I'm at this level now because of what I know. If I want to move, I
mm.
need to know more. That's what I normally tell myself.
True.
I need to know more. So
Mm,
once I know more, I move up. That is just it. That's just something. You have to eat
mm,
to grow up. Like one of the major things I didn't talk about. You have to eat to grow up. So okay, look. For instance, now I'm sorry for taking much time. For instance, now look at me now. I'm a businessman. I've never used my BSc certificates to eat before. I've never used my MSc. Yeah, I have my master's orders from Leeds City University. I've never used it to eat before. I'm currently a PhD student
mm,
now, and people will be like, some people have asked me, why are you doing this thing? Why are you just pouring money? Imagine the amount of money I'm paying in Bowen now for my PhD. Why are you just wasting money? That's the way some people will see it. You are not using this stuff for anything. What do you want to use it for? But I am not thinking about now alone. I'm thinking about the future also. I'm considering that
mm,
if a day come, they are telling me that, okay, if you want to apply for this contract, apply for this business, this thing, the least you must have is PhD. I don't want to say, I don't have it by that time. Now that I'm young, my brain is still fresh. Why can't I learn now? Why can't I just study it and just move on? Just have the PhD and make sure it's there. Even though, okay, later on in future now, I want to open maybe an institution now. At least I think having a PhD will give me a leverage in life. So there are a lot of
mm,
factors. I don't want to get to a place where they're telling me, because you don't have so, we can't allow you to come in. Now I'm not saying everybody
mm.
has to have a PhD. Please don't misquote me. I'm not saying
True.
everybody has to have the MSc. Believe me, with BSc you are even good to go. Believe me, you are good to go. It's just because of what I want to accomplish. That's why me I'm going extra mile to get this, get that, and all of that. So I think I've even gone beyond the question, self.
Right.
Yeah, yes.
Thank you so much. I mean, that's right. I don't know. Can we still take one question more? Because we still have some questions here.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, sir. Sorry, taking this time. This person said, I think you've already answered this. He said, can one who does not have money or to start up business, or even have an idea of what business or venture into, buy shares or merge with other company to have money to build his business?
Yes.
Did you get that?
Yeah, okay. I can see it. I can see it. Can one who
Right.
doesn't have, I think from Mr. David Uba,
Yes, from
yeah,
Mr. David Umba.
yeah. Can one who doesn't have money to start up business or even have an idea of what business to venture into just buy shares or merge with another company? Yes, yes, you can do that. Oh my God, this is even a very good question. When it comes to buying shares, I was talking about it the other time. You must be very careful. You don't just buy shares anywhere. Even now, as a believer, what I do, I pray. I let God direct
Mm,
me. Believe me, if once you acknowledge God in all your ways, you
mm,
will always succeed. I'm talking about my experience for the past 5 years in business. Acknowledging God in all my ways, I've always do well. Even if something happened along the line, God will shall make a way out.
mm,
I'm telling you, over time. So when it comes to buying shares or merging with another company, there are some people that they will merge with another company. Is what they need from that person is intellect, what they can
mm,
add to that firm. They don't need money from them. They don't need money. There are some business I will still open maybe in 2 years time by the grace of God, based on my plan. And believe me, I don't need money from the people that work with me over there. What I just need from them is their intellect, what they can add to my business. That's what I need from them. So when it comes to venturing into buying shares or merge another company, it's possible. It's very, very, very possible. Because if you buy a major shares from a firm, you will soon be a shareholder over there. One of the major
sure.
people that will even be taking stake. I think
Mm,
I have a business where I'm also part of the directors of board of directors. I have a business like that. I'm part of the board of director, and I'm telling you, I have a major stake in that business too. And I don't even know
mm,
what goes on over there. I don't even go there. I only go there maybe once or twice a year, and they have a certain
mm,
amount of money they give me per year, just annually. The money might not be
mm.
much, but believe me, it's better than me just squandering that money. For now, I believe
Sure.
that over time things will improve, and yeah, so I think that is just the answer, sir.
Mm. Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Mayowa. Thank you. You've
Yeah,
been so very Someone
Yeah.
commented, he said, "This is truly rich." Yes, I really
Wow.
believe that this is really, really rich. Thank you so much. Definitely, the slide, we would get it to everybody that's registered. You'll get it via email, right? So if you register, if you've not registered, make sure you register. Just submit your email. We'll send you the slides to your email so that you can also check it out and have more things to learn. I want to show, I want Mr. Mayowa, as you are going to just give your final notes so that
Okay.
we will release you. I want you to talk about this book. Where's my camera? I want you to talk
Okay.
about this, but I don't know, maybe this book is still available, whether on
Yeah,
Amazon or
there's
wherever people can really get this book.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
believe for many of us on campus then that got this book, we are making,
wow.
we are, it has changed our perspective, especially about money, or should I say about digital money or making money online, the
Yes, yes, yes.
possibilities of online income. So I want you to really talk about this as you give it to your, as you give your final notes, sir.
Okay. Okay, the book is all about freelancing. Just basic guidelines in enjoying the successful freelancing. So I think that book was the old edition. We've done the
Oh,
revised edition.
really?
So
Oh, great.
why see the back cover, I was just happy within me, like wow, this book is still. So we have the revised edition now. We have the revised edition for the book. So what I will do is that I will add the link to get the book. I will add it to the
Please.
PowerPoint presentation. I will add it to the
Okay.
PowerPoint presentation. Yeah, and generally what the books entail is just the book just talks about understanding freelancing generally. How can you make money in Nigeria? What are the skills you need to learn so you can just be making money by the site in Nigeria? For instance, now learning virtual assistance.
Mm,
Virtual assistant. It looks like what is VA? It's not common in Nigeria, but these are skills
mm,
that anybody, believe me, anybody can do it. Anybody. Once you can respond to chats, you can engage with someone. It's just like for anybody that have accounts with UBA, there's this UBA Leo. If you look at this UBA, if you message them now, there will be an automatic response. There'll be an automatic response. But after like 1 hour or 2 hours, you see a human being messaging you responding. That person that is responding to you is a virtual assistant. I know you
mm,
can call them a customer care assistant
mm.
and a lot of stuff, but believe me, it's also that person is also
Yeah.
a virtual assistant because this is addressing things that deals with administrative work of the company, that deals with the administrative work of the firm. There are a lot of hotels that need virtual assistants in US. What are the things you need to do? What are the things you need to put in place? So after making money online now, how can I generate? How can I move that money into my Nigeria bank account? So the book also explains better how you can use Lemfi. Yeah, I think I'm permitted to mention those platforms. How you can use Lemfi
Sure.
to get money into your Nigeria bank account. From US now, from UK now, I can be in UK and send money to somebody in Nigeria. Send it to your UBA bank account, to your GTB bank account now, straight away, because of Lemfi.
Mm.
Lemfi. Back in the days when I was still freelancing while I was in Futa, in 300, 400, 500 level, believe me, it's only PayPal and Payoneer that was working that time. So that book also gave
Mm.
more explanation about other platforms whereby the revised edition, I also added the new technology because there are new technology now like SendWave, Lemfi, there's Ace Money Transfer, so MoneyGram, a lot of platforms that you can get money directly into your Nigeria bank account now. Life is so easy now, believe me. Oh my God, life is sweeter now online. so, so I think that book too is very very powerful. You can get the book online. I will the material that we send. I will also attach the link whereby you can just click on and you will download the book. Yeah, yeah. So I think that is
Thank
it.
you so much. Thank you so much. I don't know if you have, or you
Yeah, yeah.
said it already. I don't know, maybe you have any other final words to, or encouragements, a word of advice for anybody looking out for moving from financial dependence to financial independence. I mean, your last word before we just wrap up the show, sir.
Okay. I'm showing something. I don't know whether it's displaying over there. On my screen. I don't know whether you can still hear me display. Okay. Now take a look at this now. I don't know whether it's very clear, but if you check this, I'm talking about the top 20 countries with the highest number of internet users in the world. This chart. Number one is China. Number two is India. And you know why China and India are number one and two now? Those guys are like they have
Yeah.
trillions of money on it.
True.
number
True.
three, number three is US. And why US is number three? US is Baba. Do you know
Mm,
30% of the whole world's wealth reside in United States of America? 30% of the whole world's wealth, the whole money on this earth, 30% is in just one country.
mm,
Nigeria is just a 0 point something. No. That one is a separate chart. I wish I even got the chart here. Nigeria and it's only Nigeria and South Africa that showed on the chart. They just categorize other African countries as others. Just imagine
mm,
others. It's only Nigeria is 0 point something and South Africa is 0 point something too. Now, let's move. Number four is Indonesia. Number five is Brazil. Then number six is Nigeria. I don't take much time. Now look at number six is Nigeria. Nigeria among this number one to number 20. Nigeria is the only country that normally that don't have 247 lights. Now in my
mm,
own house now, as I'm speaking to you now, my AC is on. I'm using generator to power it. There's no 247 lights. Because I need a 247 electricity, I'm using inverter, using generator, and also using NEPA, using a
mm.
IBDC distribution company. Now
Yeah.
imagine that you are in US whereby there's light 247. That's why it's easy for them. But
Mm,
Nigeria is number six, the only nation there, and we are number six. Why? What are we doing online? Can we just answer that question? I believe everybody can just ask, what am I doing online? Whereby a lot of these companies make millions of dollars every single day online. So what are you doing? Are you just doing WhatsApp, Twitter? Go on Twitter. You will see Nigeria. They will just be insulting themselves. They will say they are
mm,
chasing this thing. I don't even know. They just be insulting themselves, doing a lot of stuff. People are just on WhatsApp, Facebook, from morning to night, spending a
mm,
lot of time on social media. That is what Nigerians do. I'm telling you, we spend a lot of time on social media, and most of these countries, look at UK that colonized us. They are number 15. The meaning of this chart is
mm,
that people will use internet pass for this word. Allow me to use pidgin.
mm,
People will use internet pass for this word. Nigeria is number 6 in the world. There's
mm,
something about Nigeria. Yet, without good electricity, many of us are not educated. Yet, Nigeria is number 6 in the world. So, we need to key into this online, this internet, and start using it to generate income for ourselves. Believe me, you don't need to steal from people. You don't need to do legal stuff, fraudulent stuff online to make money. You can make legal money online. Believe me. Just learn a skill and you can make a lot of money online. It might take time, but just remain consistent and try and have a mentor. And I believe that you will keep on going higher in life. So I think that is my final verdict. Yeah, before we end tonight. Wow.
Oh goodness! Thank you so much, Mr. Mayowa Omisore Emmanuel. That's the CEO of Mayovest Consultancy Service.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Life in Ilorin. Thank you so much, sir. I'm really excited. I'm really honored to have you here. I'm really,
Yeah,
really
thank you so
happy.
much. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so
Right.
much for this opportunity. Oh. I'm really so much like I myself am blessed. Believe me. Because I'm
Mm.
speaking, I'm also learning from you. I'm learning from everyone. And thanks so much for this opportunity. Wow, wow. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. God bless you, mightily, sir.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. And yeah, definitely we are coming gradually to the end of today's events. And that's what we've had from Mr. Mayowa. Thank you so much once again. I am always excited to have Mr. Mayowa around. And I really believe that we are going to invite Mr. Mayowa again to talk show. But maybe another time we are going to invite Mr. Mayowa. Maybe it's going to be on when we are talking about purpose and potential because this man is very loaded. I mean, when I was talking to the person I said the other time, I mean, she was not allowing me to rest. I mean, he said, Mr. Mariwa, bless my life. He was talking about purpose, and that gave me definition about purpose. So maybe another time we are talking about purpose or leadership. In fact, I don't know any aspect of life you really want to talk to him about that is not there. And maybe his nickname should be one there. Right. So thank you so much, sir. I am really excited. Until next time, next month hopefully it's going to be on relationship. I have and it's going to be brothers corner next month. Brothers corner is going to be side corner for brothers. All right, so if you're a brother or if you're a guy, yeah, whether you're a brother or you're a guy, I mean, it doesn't really matter. So next month I'm inviting two persons on this particular channel again, and we are going to talk about relationship, what brothers should know. All right, because especially, there has been this trend a lot about Christian brothers and relationship. All right, I mean, don't let me just say about it. So make sure you are alive next month. Make sure you do not die before next month. Be alive next month and partake of next month's live clinic talk show. But again, I want to appreciate my guest, Mr. Mayowa. I'm really, really excited to have you here. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Until next time, my name is Olafisoye Ige, and I'm your host here at Live Clinic Podcast. God bless you.